Hi, welcome to the sixth edition of Entering the Light Fantastic, a channeled message from Beyond the Veil. This format was set up so my son Robbie, who crossed in 2010, could talk to you from the other side. He has things he wants to share, his perspective, and he asked me to do this. I do this with my friend Marty McCrae, who I'll bring in just a minute. And it's called Entering the Light Fantastic because that's the name of my book that I wrote about to chronicle my work with Robbie, especially with orb photography. That's how this all started. I'll have my contact information, the book information, Marty's contact information at the end of the session. So I will bring in Marty and we will get this party started. Hello, Marty.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. I know we missed a week because I was out of town, but I'm so happy to be doing this with you again.
Yeah, me too.
We've had some wonderful feedback, and I know that Robbie's been talking to you a little bit. So is there anything you want to say to the audience before you go into trance?
Oh, no. Except, I mean, of course, I could say a whole lot, but I guess I just thank you so much for watching. It's been really neat to see the feedback, that we're actually helping people, that people are really inspired by what Robbie's saying, and that's really cool.
Yep,
So
makes it all worthwhile, doesn't
it
it?
does, definitely.
Yep.
Makes it really, that's why we're doing this.
Yep.
Is if we can help just one or two people, which we already apparently have, that's great. That's
Yep.
really nice.
It's
Makes
an honor.
me feel good. Yeah.
And it's an honor to have you working with us. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so do you want to take some time then? And
Yeah.
as much time as you need. Marty goes through a process to get into the trance where she allows Robbie to enter her body. So we're going to give her some time. And I will edit this time it takes out of the video. So go ahead, Marty, whenever
Okay.
you're ready.
Okay.
Hey, my son.
Hey.
How you been?
Hey, you're really good. Really, really good. How are you?
I'm always good when I get to talk to you. Thank you.
Mama. Okay.
Ma. That's a Family Guy thing, and Robbie loves Family Guy. Now, I'm going to give you a lot of latitude this session, Robbie, to talk about what it is you want to talk about. But let's take a jumping off point, okay?
Sure.
In our last session, you told us that you were there and there was on the other side, and you had a lot of people watching you now, and it was growing and getting bigger. Can you tell us now what that looks like?
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a whole auditorium of folks now. Before people were just kind of standing around, and then the crowds got bigger and the crowds got bigger, and it's kind of turning into a show, if you will, over there. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's really cool. In fact, it's
And you're the
amazing.
star.
Who knew? Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Now, you obviously know on the other side that we're going to be doing this. Do they give you any prior instruction or any themes or things to talk about for us?
Kind of, not really. It's more, what questions do you want to have answered about the other side, about what is life like
Okay.
on the other side? Yeah, but I think we've really talked about it a lot, but I don't know, maybe some of your people that are watching on that side have questions.
Well,
Um,
actually, I do have a question about your existence on the other side.
oh, okay.
And you're there with a lot of people. Do you know any of these other people, Robbie, or are they just from all walks of not life, afterlife, if you will?
Yeah. Yeah. They're all, I mean, I don't know all of them, but I know a good portion of these folks. Yeah. Ancestors, I do know. And uh, yeah, I mean, there's relatives here. Uh, yes.
So let me ask you a question. When you're not doing this and you're just hanging out on the other side, now I know you always loved, let's say, John Lennon. Can you just go visit with John Lennon if you want? And if you can you tell us who you've sat down with and talked with?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, I've talked with, I did get to sit down and talk with John Lennon, but I don't want to violate anyone's privacy. So um, he's still a private guy. Yeah, even on the other side. It's interesting. I mean, there's certain truths that he'd be happy that I talk about, the way to get to world peace and things like that. But who else?
Well, before you leave John Lennon, let me ask you a question. And the reason I brought up John Lennon, and as
Yeah.
I've told the audience before, I'm an orb photographer, and when I take pictures, the orbs will show up, and sometimes there's faces. Well, John Lennon appeared in an orb in my backyard, and it was the anniversary of the day he died. So
Yep.
when you were talking with John Lennon, or do you know, Robbie, why he appeared to me?
So what I'm being told is kind of what I know anyway to be true. It, the orb is like a vehicle that you can put a piece of your soul into, and it's not your whole soul, it's just a piece of your soul as a reminder. So that's how the little orbs can be in many pictures, many places all at once, all around the world, right?
Okay.
So um, there's that. And yes, on meaningful days, sometimes I think it's more like if that soul thinks of it on the other side. But over here, time is really nothing. So it may be just a coincidence, is what I'm being told, that they show up on certain days. I think it's more like this. I mean, this is what it feels like to me. And okay, yeah, everyone's saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's like when you're being thought of, when we think of our loved ones in spirit, uh, instantly that's when they'll show up for you in most cases because we hear your thoughts. We literally hear your thoughts. And so, any time of day, if someone's like, Rob, I'm like, wait, what? And so I'll go, maybe I can show up in their dream or I'm interested, right? I mean, it's interesting to me, like, oh, who's talking about me? What are they saying? And
Um,
I'm not like an eavesdropper, okay? I'm not like a stalker or creepy or, listening in on people's stuff. But yeah, when I hear my name, I can speak for myself. That's what I'll
you
do.
come in. So, in other words, John Lennon, because it was the anniversary of his death,
Yeah,
um, people were thinking of him on this side.
yeah,
But because I can capture him, is that why he showed up in my photo? Just because he was here?
yeah. I think that's true. Yeah,
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
yeah. If you're a fan and you happen to think of him on that day, he'll show up.
Yeah. Now,
And
I
also
wasn't,
because,
just for clarification, I didn't even realize it was the day he passed.
right.
I had to look that up, but there he was in the orb. Okay, so Robbie, who else have you had opportunity to chat with or talk with that you can share with us?
Well, I did, I'm just going to say it, okay? I did and have talked with many times Jesus,
Ah,
because I was always very interested in, is that real? Is he real? Is this, I just wanted to know Jesus. I just thought that'd be cool if I could talk to him. And so I can and I do. And he's readily available to talk with anyone who wants to talk to him over here on the other side. Yeah. Um,
can you share any of the specifics that you talked about? Don't want to get you in trouble.
no, no. You know, listen, I'm just going to say it, okay? He's here. He's here with us watching this. It's like Jesus is stage managing, okay?
Oh, wow.
That's kind of a weird thing to say, but that's how it feels to me. So that's just, I'm going to call it that. But
Would he like to give us a message through you?
yes, yes. He's saying, go ahead, say this, say this. So yeah, there's a word, a certain word that everyone needs to think about: being human. The struggle of being human is what we're going to talk about today. And what Jesus wanted me to say is there's one thing we all have in common, and that's in our humanity, and that's the struggle. And there's certain times when the struggle is like, oh, yeah, I'm having a kind of a bad day and I feel kind of grumpy. You know, that's as much as your struggle is in a day. Or there's the kind of day where, you know, you just lost your child. So big difference. But what there is in common is the struggle. The struggle, the struggle is real. I don't want to be a cliche, but that's really what we're here for. We're here to struggle. And so when we are struggling with our lessons, one would hope that's when the learning is taking place. That's when the deepest soul learning is happening. Maybe that sounds pretty obvious to, you know, older, wiser folks, but to, you know, young people right now, I feel like this is a different time. This is a time, these are times like we haven't really had for young people in the world. The world really is changing into a different kind of world to live in. So for a lot of young people, there's not the old ways. When you look to your parents and you look to your older generation for guidance, there's not, you might feel, and I know every younger generation says this, you might feel like, oh, they don't get me, they don't get it. But there is a lot of truth to that right now, because we're just going through things that we've never been through. So the struggle, keep hope, keep faith. Um, know that everyone is going through their own version of the struggle. The word that was the topic today is perseverance. So perseverance means to keeping on when things are really hard, when there's times when you feel like, I don't want to be here anymore, I don't want to be in this struggle. Persevere, because the act, just the simple act of getting through your hard times, struggling through your darkest feelings, struggling through your darkest emotions, just that act, that's soul learning. Yeah, that's what we're here for. And that's what humanity is here for, to struggle through and raise. Every time you struggle through, you're making progress, even if it doesn't feel like it to you. Even if the next day you wake up and you're like, wow, I'm right back where I was yesterday. Something happened, you felt like it was a setback. Setbacks are for a purpose, and they're just there is no suffering without reason. There's always your reaction that you choose to your suffering is always going to move your soul forward, move up a level, whatever you want to call it.
Ah,
It's Well, it's just what we're here for. And but the simple act of each human getting up every day, getting out of bed, go to work, go take care of your kids, go do whatever you're doing in your life. Those small acts are here to move us all forward. So if you think, "Yeah, this is what Jesus wants me to tell, if you think you don't matter, you think, oh, but my life doesn't matter. That's for big, important people who are, really articulate or really wealthy, or they've really got their stuff together. Um, no, it's every single person on this earth. If you're in prison, if you're suffering there, if you're, you know, in the hospital, if you're in ill health, any any life, all life is important to God. All life is important to the other side. Know that for every one person struggling, you've got a team of thousands of people cheering for you on the other side and
wow.
rooting for you and relieved that they don't have to be back there doing what you're doing as a human, because it's hard. It is hard.
Yeah.
But that's what he wanted me to talk about today, is perseverance.
Wow. Thank you. If I can go back just for a second, because you said something I think is super important, and you said, Robbie, that your reaction to your suffering is important. So it's how you look at it, and I think if we can get in the mindset that this is a lesson, not a punishment,
Yeah,
it helps us to get through that particular. In other words, don't be a victim, right?
yeah,
Wow, that was really deep. Also, you said that times are really different now, especially for the young
yeah,
kids. I'm going to say something and you tell me if I'm on the right um, wavelength here with you. Is it because the whole planet is going through a transition, and the use of technology and the type of souls that the young people are now?
yeah, yeah. No, it's all of that, and it's um, what's interesting to me is that when I was in the human world, I thought, man, this is really messed up right here. I mean, a lot of stuff I thought, that
Not
doesn't
fair.
make sense. Why do people treat people that way? Why do people, why is there unkindness?
Mhm.
Why is there suffering? What is the point of all that?
Yeah,
And
unfairness. Yeah.
yeah, and rich, poor, all the opposites, black, white, rich, poor, all the problems that come from um, a world of extremes. What we're moving towards eventually is a world of not so many extremes,
Ah,
and it's going to be a good thing. And I see that the young people now are part of that wave. They're part of the wave of a wave of kindness. More kindness is coming. Um, a better, a kinder, gentler world is coming for sure.
yay.
Yeah, it is good. It takes time, but this feels really speeded up compared to previous generations. Here's how I know. I'm over here. I looked it up because I want to know, like, there is no time over here. There's no time. So, but I can go to my library, or I can go to my, virtual reality room at the library, and I can see, well, how did it used to be? And everything just moves so much more slowly for a for millions of years. I mean, yeah, thousands and thousands of years, let's say, on Earth. Everything moved slowly. And then all of a sudden, in the last couple hundred years, we've just got this speed up, speed up, speed up. So that's pretty incredible. That's pretty intense. And the intensity is what we're feeling now, is what young people are feeling, and objecting to. And by the what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a bounce back. The reaction from all that intensity, we're going and shifting to a much kinder, gentler world as a result. It's like the last dying gasps of an old way of being are moving out. And
The swing of the pendulum is coming back.
yeah,
Middle, I hope.
yeah, I think that's true.
Now, I don't want to make light that we just heard from Jesus, but we just heard from Jesus. Is he still with you, Robbie?
Yep.
I don't know how to thank him, but I'm humbled and honored that he is there. I feel like crying. Why do I feel like crying? But is there anything else that he would like to share now with us before, I don't know, we continue?
All is well. Those are his words. All is well. Have faith. All is well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so you might have just opened the door, Robbie, for some other possibilities. I know last time in our last session, one of the audience members wanted to come up and ask us questions through you, which her name was Lisa, and she wanted to talk about racism.
Yeah.
But if there was somebody else, I mean, I don't know how it gets much better or bigger than Yeshua, but if there was somebody that we wanted to talk to, would you be able to access that person and bring them in?
I could try.
Okay, well, we'll put that for maybe next time. Now I'm going to go back to where you are in the auditorium. Every time we've done this, you said your council is behind you. I believe it's a council of 3.
Yep.
And they are watching you. They are communicating to you, although no words, and kind of letting you know what you can and cannot say. But I wanted to give your council an opportunity to say something to us that would be relevant to us right now, if they want to.
Okay. Well, they're saying that they're echoing what Jesus said. All is well. And what they would add is be love. Be love. And they're saying, I'll elaborate on that. So be love in terms of, you don't wait around for others to love you. Though it's hard sometimes, you must be the one to make the move, to be love, to be loving. Maybe that makes more sense.
Okay.
But the world will, they're showing me the world, a picture of the world spinning around, and they're showing it works much more easily between us if everyone would stop hanging on to old hurts, hanging on to past grudges or violations, or, he said that to me and I don't agree with that. And yet, people who are hanging on to the past, you cannot move forward and hang on to the past. You just can't.
Ah, okay.
So it's really important. What they're saying is to have an easier time of it in this world, let go of anger, let go of fear, let go of it's all nonsense. That fear, it's not necessary to live in this world anymore. Good judgment, right? That's different than fear. Being wise or being sensible about who you surround yourself with
Mm-hmm.
as friends and people that you hang out with and people you want to be around. Surround yourself with people who are reflecting back to you what you put out there. That's what they want to say. They want to say this whole thing works much more easily if you will just take the first step and be love yourself, or be loving yourself,
Okay.
rather than waiting for others to approach you.
Okay. So lead by example and you attract what you put out. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds so simple, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But
Should be.
yeah, it can be hard. So you have some people around you. Is there anyone there that would like to speak through you? I'll offer them this platform if there's something they would like to say. If not, we'll stay with you.
Uh,
And if are there angels there with you, Robbie?
yes.
Can you name one that's there? Would we know who it is?
Yes. Uh, yes. Yes, you would know who this is. Our there's two. There's Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel.
Ah,
So strength is what they would like to talk about. Strength.
okay.
Interesting. So strength and power. The way that power is being wielded in the world right now, in many cases, is ridiculous. It doesn't serve humanity. Um, they'd like to say, the way of real power is love.
Hmm.
And I know that might sound corny or cliche, but real power is love. Love is real power. And if you can go back to, if you're ever in doubt of what's the right thing to do in any given situation, the right response is always based in love, love and compassion. So,
Not vengeance.
correct. The right response is always love. And that can feel uncomfortable and scary for a lot of people. But that's what we're shifting to. And that's what they're saying. That's what the council said. That's what Jesus said. And that's what these angels are saying. Strength and power in the world, the way they're being wielded or have been wielded in the past, the old ways are dying. We're bringing forth a kindler, gentler earth where we will know peace,
Wow.
and it will be peaceful. And the reason why is because people will continually be choosing love. Remind yourself when you choose anger or fear, take a step back and choose love. That's it. That's all there is. That's the number one rule to follow.
since I've been on my spiritual path here on earth, since you've crossed, everything that I read, everything that I study is the most powerful power is love. And we've talked to some people that have had near-death experiences. And they said when they get to the other side, they are overwhelmed, or the feeling of love is so amazing over there. And I'm sure you experienced that.
Yep.
Can you share what it was like for you when you first felt that? I mean, not that you ever get used to that, but it had to be so amazing and remarkable when you first got there. And I know we're a long way from that here on earth, but it maybe we're headed towards that one day. But can you talk about that, Robbie?
Talk about what that feels like to be in perfect love.
Yeah.
That's a great question. It's hard to remember or imagine what it felt like not to be anymore. I guess there's some things that come close to it, right? Well, in my last life, I wasn't a parent, but I'm imagining that the love that a mother or father has for their child comes pretty close to perfect love, unconditional love. You just love your kids automatically when you have them. You're so full of hope and joy and wonder for the future. Even in the darkest times, you can look at your baby and imagine hope. You can feel it. You can think, well, maybe my life isn't the greatest right now, but I'm hoping that for my child, they'll get a better world or they'll get it better. That's just a drop of pure, like, unconditional love that a parent has for their child. And magnify that by a million,
Wow.
I mean, no stress. No stress over here.
Yeah. And I would think, because I'm a dog person, that we get close to that unconditional love when we watch dogs, right?
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Were they sent here, Robbie, to help teach us that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. Yeah. I can't answer that any other way, but yeah. I mean, that's what animals are all about. That's who I like to spend my time with over here is dogs.
Oh,
Dogs are great.
yeah.
But I mean, cats are cool too. Don't get me wrong. But all animals, that's that feeling, of de-stressing when you pet your cat or you take care of your dog or you play with your dogs or you're just running and having fun with dogs. That's what they give us, that joy. Just unfettered. That's a good word. Unfettered joy.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
yeah.
Complete non-judgment.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do.
So that's what we get to walk in 24/7 around here.
Wow.
So I do feel badly sometimes that I forget. You forget. I mean, I watch certain people in my family. I watch friends, and I watch them having a hard time, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I It's like a distant memory, and the more time I'm here, the more it is a struggle to remember what that felt like uh, to be so distressed and worried over things that don't matter
Hmm.
ultimately.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah. Our priorities are probably a little skewed over here.
yeah, but that's kind of like, you know, don't beat yourself up for it. That's just how it is. It's how it is on Earth, and you do have to worry about how are you going to pay your rent and how are you going to, buy a house or whatever you want to do. How are you going to be able to afford to live?
Right.
That's going to change too. By the way,
Oh,
That's coming. So get ready.
wow.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
it's pretty cool because I can see, you know what I could see? It's really cool. Like I look at the world and you can actually see people's emotions. You can see where, oh, it's kind of dark over there. It looks kind of dark and upset. You can see the colors or the lights shooting up from different areas of the earth, right?
Wow.
So, for us in heaven, you can immediately know, oh, there's a problem spot. Look at that place. Like, Afghanistan or whatever. If someone's at war or someone's, having uh, there's a lot of angst, a lot of suffering going up, can literally see the feelings. It's like little light sparks flying up and
Because the energy changes and the
yeah,
vibration changes, and you can
yeah,
see vibration. Yeah.
yeah. You could see the dark spots in the world that just look dead and dark.
Mm.
Uh, North
So
Korea.
when your side witnesses that, then they
Yep.
send armies in of from your side to help. What do you
Yeah.
do when you see that?
But that's when the angels, that's where angels go,
Mm,
right? That's when there's distress and suffering, that the angels are right there working.
okay.
That's their job, is to be there. So, hey, I used to wonder, like, if you really prayed, would people really hear your prayers? No, it's very literal and physical. We over here on the other side, you can I don't want this to sound like disrespectful to a religion or something, but you could pray to your grandma. You can, if she's on the other side, you can pray to me. You
I do
can
pray to
pray.
you, and you
Uh,
do hear me,
I
right?
know. Yeah, I know, Mom. I know. That's nice, Mom. So it's really nice. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. You can pray to your ancestors. That this isn't to say, oh, and therefore you're putting them on an equal level as God. No, but all of us over here are part of God. And all of you as humans have a piece of God in your heart too. So connect in with that. Don't be afraid to pray. Don't be afraid to ask for what you need.
Mhm.
And strength. Strength is really, that's a great thing to pray for.
Okay.
Strength and energy and fortification, being fortified. That's a thing that we can really help you with. That's a huge thing that all of us over here can help you with. We can help with love, strength, energy, positive, vibrations, whatever you want to call it. You're
So
praying for that. It's going to work, and have no doubt. Even if you can't feel it, it's working. Just know that every single human has a staff over here, angels, Jesus, God, whoever else you want to include in your prayer circle that's supporting you. Know that.
okay. But you bring up a good point, Robbie, and I just want to touch on this real quick because you said pray for it. Because it's my understanding that we have to ask for the help to receive it before you can act. Is that true?
No,
No? Okay.
nope, uh-uh. I mean, it's simple. It's even better if you ask for the help. It's
Okay.
even better.
Okay.
But your personal family is always going to be looking out for you on this other side, just because you're related. So even if you were alone on the earth right now, you're alone, and all of your relatives have passed, and which there's a lot. There's a lot of people that I'm the only one left in my family. Doesn't matter. You just talk to them like they're right there with you because they are hearing everything. Because of that blood heart connection, I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
It's always there, and at a minimum, those folks, your ancestors, are always going to be looking out for you.
Wow. That's comforting. Very
Yeah,
comforting.
I thought so. I thought, well, gee, if I knew all this before, wouldn't people stress a lot? They would be not so stressed out. Let's
Yeah.
just put it that way.
Yeah. To know that you have a whole team looking out for your well being is incredible to
Yep.
me, and it really brings me a lot of comfort and hope. So I'm going to bring this down to an individual level, Robbie. The world will change one person at a time, yeah?
Yep.
So if we want the world to change and we could do one thing right now to help change it, what would be the most important thing for each individual to do at this time? Maybe Jesus can help you with that one.
It's all coming back to love. There's not a new answer. It's all love. Be love. Be loving in your life. If you can just live your life with love and compassion for yourself
Ah,
and for others, um, you win. You won. You know, that's it. That's what life is about. Learning how to love better, learning how to be more compassionate.
again, you bring up another wonderful point. You have to love yourself
Yes.
in order to love others, is what I have been told. So I think it's important to be able to forgive yourself and to love yourself so that
Yeah.
we can move forward.
Yeah, I think that's true. Well, I know it's true. Truth is truth.
Yeah. Wow. This was a wonderful session, an uplifting session. I'm going to give you the last word. If there's anything else that you would like to share, Robbie, before we wrap it up, we've been at this almost 30 minutes and I have to bring my fen back soon. But is there anything else that you would like to share or anybody there that wants to share before we end the session?
This is from Jesus. Healing. Healing is so important. So the power of love is limitless. The power of love heals. So you're sent here to have these different experiences on earth. And the end result of all the experiences that you have is, are you able to heal them? Are you able to still love yourself despite what you've gone through? Are you able to hold your head up? No shame. Um, be love, be loving to others. Then that's it. You've succeeded. That's what this life is for. Once you've learned to do that, it seems to me this is not Jesus anymore. He's done. um, this is me adding on Robbie to what Jesus said. Seems to me like if you get that lesson, you're good. You're gold. That's it. I mean, what else is there? But like the rest of your life could only be great. The sky's the limit. Sounds really easy, right? From over here, it looks really easy. Like, why don't they just do it this way? How come that guy's all ticked off about this or that? You know, why is she getting so worked up over that problem? It looks so easy from this side.
Yeah.
But I do remember. It's hard. It's hard to remember. Stay calm, stay in yourself, love yourself and love others.
And persevere.
Persevere. That was the word. Perseverance. Yep.
Robbie, thank you, my son. I just cherish this time with you, but I want to ask you a favor. I don't know what it's like over there, but if you can give Jesus a hug for myself and Marty, I would appreciate it.
Oh,
and thank him from the bottom of our hearts.
Of course.
And with that, I'm going to say goodbye for now. I'll talk to you next week. I love you very much.
Love you, Mom.
And I'm going to ask you to let my friend come back now, honey. Take care.
All right. Thanks.
as we're waiting for Marty to come back. As she comes back, she told me once that she actually sees the people in the auditorium, and she kind of says goodbye to them and hugs them, hugs Robbie. And sometimes they take too long. It takes her a little while to come back. So hurry up, guys. Let my friend go. I think she's coming back. Once again, if you have any questions, you can leave us a question and we'll certainly ask Robbie if there's someone you want to hear from. Not a relative per se, but maybe someone we all know. Let me know and I'll try and have Robbie bring them in. I don't know how that's going to work, but we can certainly try. But I thank you for watching this. I thank you for your support, and I do hope this helps. Marty, you're back.
I'm back.
Yay. It was a wonderful session, pretty much based on love. And Marty doesn't remember a lot that happens when she's in trance, and she does not watch these videos because she doesn't want it to affect her. But I will tell you that we just had a conversation with Jesus.
No, I got that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I really got that. That was exciting.
It was very exciting.
Yeah.
So with that, again, Marty's, if you want a reading from Marty, her contact information will be posted at the end, and we will see you next time.